Welcome back to the Spoonie and Caregiver Life podcast with me, your host, Jordan Banderas. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes of the podcast. And let's go ahead and get into today's episode, shall we? Now, in the past, I have talked about how if you feel like if your doctor is not giving you the care you need, you should get a new doctor, right? But I forgot to mention that it may not be that simple. I have genuinely forgotten how difficult it was to find the right doctor because it was a significant pain in the butt. It was stressful, it was tedious, it was hard because you never know what you're gonna get when go to a new doctor, literally. And I felt like I was hunting for a buried treasure because great doctors are hard to find nowadays. Now, if you're looking for a doctor right now, probably you're gonna feel the same way, right? And the reason why I remember all of this, or the reason why I wanted to talk about this, is because the other day I read an article online about a woman in Europe and how it took her 4 years and multiple doctors to get the correct diagnosis, ultimately being fibromyalgia, which obviously it's a very painful condition. Now, this story reminded me of my own and my wife's journey to get the right doctors. Now, this journey was challenging. No wonder why I had forgotten about it because I was like, yeah, I always been like, yeah, we have the best doctors now, like they're good doctors. Is like, but remember now the past. This is where I'm talking about, like going to previous doctors and trying to find all these doctors was hard because, I mean, the reason why it was challenging for us is because I didn't know. And I honestly didn't know that each doctor has a different way of handling patients and their conditions. My wife used to say, what if this new doctor doesn't want to prescribe me the current medications that are helping me right now? And in my mind, I was like, why would they do that? Like, and it didn't sink in fully because I literally asked her, like, why would they do that since they are doctors and they should continue with the treatment that was working, but maybe, just maybe, add something else that might work in conjunction with your current regimen, right? That seems like that's what a doctor should do. That's what I thought they should do. I don't know if you think of it the same way, but in my mind, that's how it should work. But oh boy, like literally, oh boy, I was so wrong because in our case, at least, new doctors literally will contradict what the previous doctor did and take out medications that were working and replace them with something else that we had already tried and didn't work. So and this is where it gets kind of like frustrating because we will tell the doctors, oh, we already tried that and it didn't work. And they would say, well, let's try it again because I have a feeling that this might work now. And I was like, you have a feeling that this is going to work? And the doctor will say, like, yes, I have a feeling that this might work. Well, guess what? It didn't work. So it will add to the frustration because it will send us back a few steps. Like it will literally set us back a few steps that we had already gained. And that can become very frustrating. It can literally make you feel like you need to give up because some doctors don't get it. Now, this particular problem that we face made my wife start hoarding her prescriptions, which is a huge deal right now. Because she didn't want to go without the medications that were working should the change not work out. And in my mind, I honestly thought she was crazy because of what I mentioned, like I was like, why would the doctor do that? But I literally never realized how bad this was until we encountered doctors that literally don't believe in mental health issues like depression and anxiety and will not, literally, they will tell you, like, I will not prescribe any medication, any benzos, any type of depression or anxiety medications. Like, they will tell us straight up, like, I will not prescribe anything for those conditions because I do not believe in them. And we also encounter doctors that will literally also not prescribe pain medications like pain pills or anything to help you with pain because they don't believe in chronic pain or in chronic pain conditions like fibromyalgia. They think, literally, they have said this to us, oh, that's a made up condition, or it's all in your head. Literally, this was freaking doctors. Like, it was it was like an eye-opening experience for me because I was like, holy crap, the system sucks. And I have talked to people about this with the exact same problem, and they tell me that they are afraid of what I mentioned as well. And they also play the hoarding game with their prescription. Now, you might ask, what are you talking about with the hoarding game and with their prescriptions? Well, the answer is simple because they are afraid they won't get more medication or more medications, so the patients are trying to get through the chronic pain with Tylenol and Advil when they need something stronger. So when you see somebody and they tell you, "Oh, I have chronic pain or whatever painful condition," and they don't take their prescriptions, like if you ask them, "Are you taking anything for your pain?" and they say like just Advil or anything, most likely they're dealing with this type of issue. If they're not taking anything stronger or the doctor won't put them in anything stronger, is because probably they are dealing with this type of conditions. And now with mental health issues, people are actually skipping days on their prescriptions. They're literally not taking their depression medicine or their anxiety medicine, and obviously that actually can become a problem because if you skip your those type of medications for a few days, your body can go into withdrawals, and I could go on and on and on because there's so many examples. So that's why we shouldn't be judging people with all types of conditions because we don't know what they're dealing with. And sometimes what they're dealing with is bad doctors as well. But anyway, after I remember all of this because of the article I read, I thought, bingo, I want to share this with the community because this is something they might encounter at one point. And you might literally be encountering this situation right now, or you might even know somebody that is having this particular problem because it is so common, unfortunately. So when I say to get a new doctor, I may be eating my words. It took us 4 years to find good doctors, like the doctors that we have. And we're still switching some doctors because they don't work out with what we want to achieve, which in this case is for my wife to feel better. Another thing that we also had to do with my wife is that we had to get different insurance. So you might have to actually do something like that to get good doctors. Like the previous insurance that we had was good with medicines, but the doctors that he had in its network sucked. So we changed the insurance, and the insurance that we have right now covers good doctors, but it's a pain in the butt with the medications. We have to fight them all the time. So that's one of the reasons why people are not switching doctors because it's such a hassle. But I highly recommend searching for the doctor whenever you decide to switch doctors. Search for the reviews online, and then you will be able to make the best decisions. Like, read a bunch of the reviews, see what how many stars they have, how many people complain, what the people say. And if you know somebody that goes to see that doctor, talk to them and see maybe they may be a good fit for you, or maybe your friend can refer you to their doctor if they're good. This is one thing that my wife does a lot. She refers a lot of people to her doctors because her doctors are good. Some of them, like I said, we still switching some. So if you talk to my wife and you're telling her, oh, my doctor doesn't want to do this with this medication or anything like that, or have this much pain or anything like that, she will tell you, literally, she will say like, oh, go see this pain clinic, or go to this pain clinic because they have helped me so much, or go see this neurologist because it has helped me so much, things like that. So that's something that we need to do as a community between spoonies, because we all go through something, and if we help each other, we're gonna be able to get better. Like, we will feel better by helping others, and probably we will get better treatment as well. So that's pretty much something that we need to strive for. But the bottom line is, don't put up with poor care because you're afraid that you won't get adequate treatment. That is extremely important. And if you're thinking about switching doctors, don't be afraid of doing it after listening to this podcast, okay? Just remember, when you go to see a new doctor, go without any expectations, because the new doctor might have a different way of handling your conditions. Like I have mentioned in the stories before, you might encounter a doctor that has a completely different approach. Maybe they're more natural medicine than the medicine that you need. So just go with an open mind, and just with hope that this might work. And if it doesn't work, time to move to the next. But it might take you 4 years, just like it took us. It might take you less, it might take you more. Just remember that. But please, and also please, don't feel bad for getting a new doctor, and keep trying to find a new doctor until you get the care you need, or I mean, actually, the care you deserve, because everybody, in my opinion, deserves to have good care. Well, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today on this episode, because this is a very important topic. Because especially right now, with everything that's going on with the pandemic and everything, it's harder and harder to get to good doctors. And with telehealth medicine, yes, you can see the doctor, but it's not the same seeing them in a screen versus seeing them face to face. I'm more of a face to face person. My wife is too. So it's hard to see the doctor through your phone, or through a computer, or through a screen. So this is something that you need to think about, and it's something that you, as the patient, need to fight for. You need to fight to get the care that you deserve. Yes, it's messed up. It is totally unfair, but unfortunately, that's how the system is right now. So in the meantime, you're just gonna have to fight, okay? And like I said, don't feel bad for having to switch doctors. If you've been with a doctor for years, and you feel that you have to be loyal to the doctor, ask yourself this question: is this doctor giving me the care that I deserve or that I need, so I can actually have a normal day? If the answer is yes, then you can keep them. If the answer is not, maybe you should start looking. But that's a decision that you're going to have to make, and it's only up to you. Don't feel pressure about changing doctors, okay? But that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about on this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the episode. And again, we're growing. We're gaining more plays and listens and views, all thanks to you. And again, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, so we can actually keep growing and reach more people that need to hear this message, and can become part of the community. And you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you want to share your story, you can post it on our community on Facebook, or you can send it to me at the Spoonie and Caregiver life at gmail.com. I also like your feedback. I have received a lot of feedback. That's why I'm improving the podcast. And pretty soon, within the next few days, few weeks, um, I'm getting some new equipment for the podcast, so it's actually gonna sound a lot better. Like I said, I'm improving it just with my budget though. So this is all great. This is all for thanks to your feedback. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time and your feedback. And I leave you like always. Always take care of yourself and have a great day.